We're just 2 weeks away from high school football playoffs, so every game on the local gridiron is important from here on out. At least 4 of the 8 Boston City League football teams are in contention for a playoff spot. Some definitely know they're in. Some are still unsure. One of the latter teams is Boston English, who came into Friday with just 2 wins on the season. But with a win at South Boston on Friday night, Boston English would be in a very favorable position to make the postseason. Let's head out to Saunders Stadium in Southie to see English's sophomore running back Keyshawn Rue. He got into the mix early on here for the Eagles. First possession of the ball game, and Boston English trying to punt the football, but George Zabalou gets the tackle after the high snap. English gets the ball at the 10-yard line. Very next play, it's Keyshawn Rue weaving through the defense for the score. Boston English goes up 6-0 early in the first quarter. Still in the first quarter, English at the South Boston 43. It's Keyshawn Rue again. This time he goes off tackle, picks up 12 yards for Boston English, gets him to the 30-yard line. Then from the 25, it's Hakeem Alagon, who is filling in at quarterback. He calls his own number, takes it himself, reaches for the pylon for the 25-yard touchdown scamper, 14-0 Boston English. Still in the first quarter, English's next possession, it's Rue again. This time he glides in for an 11-yard touchdown run, 22-0 Boston English after one. We're going to fast forward to the third quarter. Southie fumbles on the handoff. Giovanni Ball scoops it up and scores for English as they go on to defeat the winless South Boston Knights 42-0 at Saunders Stadium. Let's take a look at the rest of the scores from the weekend as Latin Academy blanks Brighton 29-0. Zach Maffeo with a passing touchdown and 2 rushing touchdowns for the Latin Academy Dragons. Charlestown picks up their second win of the season as they edge out Roxbury Prep 26-24 on Friday night. Another Friday score, Randolph takes down O'Brien at home 42-20. Robinson with 3 rushing touchdowns and a passing TD for Randolph. And then Bedford defeats Boston Latin on Saturday afternoon 55-33. Cormier with 4 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns for the Bedford Bucks. Here are the standings now as we're close to playoff time. That's the Boston South standings. Tech Boston should be in. Boston English with a win probably is in. Charlestown needs another win to be in contention for a playoff spot, and they face a very difficult Tech Boston team on Friday night. Latin Academy is in. O'Brien should be in, no problem. And then East Boston faces Latin Academy this Friday. That's going to be a tough one for EC, but if they can win that one, they will have a shot at the postseason as well. So we had a couple of City League teams on a bye this week. We got a couple more on a bye this upcoming Friday. But teams like East Boston and Charlestown will be fighting for their playoff lives this Friday against 2 of the top teams in the city, Latin Academy and Tech Boston. So we've still got some very important football games coming up before the playoffs start on November 1st. That's going to do it this time around for sports, folks. Make sure you catch us right back here next week for more on Boston Neighborhood Sports.